Hello and welcome to the News9 Plus Show on the world's first news and current affairs OTT platform, News9 Plus. On Rajiv Gandhi's birthday, today, many Congress leaders, senior leaders, along with their coalition partners, such as Uddhav Thackeray and Sharad Pawar, launched their campaign for the Maharashtra Assembly polls with a rally in Mumbai today. Now, Maharashtra Assembly term ends on November 26th of this year. However, EC is yet to announce election dates. In 2019, Maharashtra had gone to the polls along with Haryana. But this time, the election commissioner has clubbed Haryana with J&K. This has triggered off protests from the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, made up of the Congress, Shiv Senas, Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray and NCP, Sharad Pawar. They are accusing BJP-led coalition of Chief Minister Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena and Ajit Paar led NCP of using this as a tactic and EC of bias in their favour. Meanwhile, MVA is also having to deal with the question of who will be the face in Maharashtra, the CM face, with Uddhav Thackeray pitching himself for the post. After the setback in general election, BJP and its partners want to win this important state because it's big. 48 Lok Sabha seats. But the question is, can they? And when will the assembly election in Maharashtra be held? Joining me to discuss this are Jayant Mainkar, poll analyst, and S. Balakrishnan, senior journalist, and in studio with me, Brijesh Pandey. First to you, Brijesh. When we talk about Maharashtra elections, it used to be coterminous with two state elections. Why do you think that the BJP took them apart? Is it because of the Supreme Court's observation on Kashmir that had a repercussion on this division?
Well, I think, it was baffling to say the least, and, it surprised many. Because I don't see that the Election Commission doesn't have the required bandwidth or paraphernalia to conduct election in 3 states. I mean, if they have problem in holding elections in 3 states simultaneously, then what happens to the one nation, one poll scenario, where you will be forced to conduct assembly elections and the national election altogether? So I think, the decision of the Election Commission was indeed baffling, and the fact of the matter is that on 4th of October, the results for both J&K and Haryana is coming, and 26th November is the last date as far as the Assembly of Maharashtra is concerned. So you will have to announce it somewhere along at around that time only. So that decision was baffling to say the least, and the protest of the opposition parties was also a bit justified.
Mr. Balashankar, your thoughts? Why was this done? And Maharashtra clubbed with Jharkhand and Haryana was clubbed with Jammu and Kashmir?
See, this is basically because of the complete diffidence on the part of the Bharatiya Janata Party and Maharashtra unit to face the election. The party is in a big mess. The background to this is that after the central leadership of the BJP gave a task to Devendra Fadnavis to pull down the Uddhav Thackeray government, and he did a very neat job of it. After that, everybody expected that Fadnavis will be made the chief minister, and he'll be able to strengthen the organization, and the next election will be faced under his leadership. But no such thing happened. In a very strange and mysterious way, the Bharatiya Janata Party central leadership, primarily Amit Shah, they decided to make Eknath Shinde, the rebel Shiv Sena leader, as a chief minister. The result of it, and then subsequently came Ajit Pawar. Now, result is that Devendra Fadnavis is like a handicapped man with 2 crutches of Shiv Sena Shinde and NCP Ajit Pawar. He has no power whatsoever. Every scheme, you just take the case of this Ladli Bahin scheme. It is called the Mukhyamantri Ladli scheme. The face of the scheme, which is a huge success. Thousands of people, lakhs of people actually are waiting outside banks for the 3,000 rupees. Everybody is praising the chief minister. And then you have now Ajit Pawar, Jan Samman Yatra. He is drawing huge response all over the state, wherever he goes. Yesterday he was in Mumbai, he got fantastic response. But what about Devendra Fadnavis? He has been completely isolated and marginalized, and the whole party is completely demoralized. So that's the reason why they are not mentally prepared or even organizationally prepared to face the election.
That's a very unique point, Mr. Mainkar. Basically, Mr. Balachandar is saying that the two people who came from outside having good fun at the expense of the Sangha Parvar and Bharati. I'll come to you, sir. I'll come to you. That the two people are having had the fun of the Sangha Parvar and BJP, and they're having a best of time, and the old timers are sulking, and the house is not in order.
Neither Devendra is that old timer, and I don't think that Ajit, particularly Eknath Shinde, is at all having any say in this government. Chief Minister, though I am saying categorically, Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, though he is the Chief Minister, having a say in this government, I don't think so. It is because it's Devendra Fadnavis who is a man behind this case scene. He is running the government. And same is the case of Ajit Paar, who is not enjoying that enormous power which he was as a deputy chief minister in Congress and NCP government. Well, let us keep that point aside. This is just to answer that particular argument. My point is this: on 15th of August, you stress a particular point: one nation, one election, like something you are opening something like from Pandora's box. Actually, it is not a Pandora's box. It is going on since Advani's days. I had covered Mr. Advani also. He is advocating the same thing, but which took place. It is not something new. In 1952, we had one nation, one election, but simultaneously then, due to whatever the process that we know, dissolution of the assembly, rebel or whatever revolt, so it is not going to happen. When today it was a time that 4 states, that is 1/4 of India, is going to post. That is. You didn't mention the Jharkhand also, J&K, Jammu Kashmir, Jharkhand and Maharashtra. Now the question is, why Jharkhand and Maharashtra are being denied? Is it something to do with the Champai Soren development which is going to take place by this evening in Delhi or must have taken place? And is it Jharkhand and Maharashtra are not the states which BJP feels to be favorable for them? I don't think even Jammu Kashmir and Haryana are favorable.
Okay.
I
don't think the lotus has bloomed in Jharkhand. I think Champai Soren is going empty-handed. Balachandar, you wanted to say something?
No, what I wanted to say is that look at the performance of the BJP the Lok Sabha election. In 2019, there were 23 seats in the Lok Sabha, and now it has come down to a pathetic 9 seats. The party is in shambles. The party just doesn't have been able to understand what hit them. And it is precisely because of the Mahayuti experiments, for which the BJP is paying a very, very heavy price. And Delhi just doesn't seem to realize that. They think that the same old formula, tested formula will help them in the assembly elections. It's not going to work. My information is that feedback has gone from the rank and file of the BJP to Delhi, that if you hold the elections now, our performance will be unbelievably. The other day, I was
the couple of issues, Mr. Balachandar, the couple of issues I would like you guys to think about it. One is the Mahayuti difference. The second is the burden of Ajit Pawar. Third is the issue of will Fadnavis go to Delhi? Is there an issue with Fadnavis? I'll go to Brijesh. Two things simultaneously. What about Fadnavis' future? Will he be sent to Delhi because working president has not been announced? One. Secondly, is it correct for me to say and use the word burden of Ajit Pawar?
Well, first thing first, I don't think that, that with elections literally round the corner, the BJP would want to shift Devendra Fadnavis from Maharashtra to Delhi. I think, whether you like Devendra Fadnavis or not, right now he's their tallest leader. And the fact of the matter is that, he's the one who's, as Mr. Balakrishnan was saying, did a very neat job of making sure that the Uddhav Thackeray government fell down. So he was not rewarded for that, though, I would disagree there. Even he says that he's completely sulking. He's also having his say in running the government. But the fact of the matter is that indeed, this entire Mahayuti is in mess. As you rightly pointed out, Ajit Pawar is turning out to be a big burden, an albatross around the neck of Mahayuti. The second part is that both these parties, Eknath Shinde faction and Ajit Pawar, this time they will also want their pound of flesh as far as number of seats is concerned. And this is where, which is going to be most tricky for the Bharatiya Janata Party, how much seat to give to their two alliance partners and to keep a lion's share for themselves. Because in both these parties also realize that if they settle for less number of seats, the result could be something similar to the Lok Sabha elections. And if result comes like that, then it might put paid to the ambitions of Eknath Shinde as well as Ajit Pawar. Then you will see all the MLAs and the MPs making a beeline to join the parent party.
Palachanda, the impression I'm getting after listening to Brijesh is, banana cha rahe the biryani, par ban gayi khichdi.
No, this is not even khichdi. What they're saying is not even khichdi. The overall performance of the government, you see, kind of thing, is a big tamasha. Nothing seems to be moving in Maharashtra. The entire administration doesn't know as to from whom to take orders, what is happening. Nobody has any clue. And some of the senior leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are so very arrogant. They are not available to the rank and file of the party. There is nobody to listen to them. And then the war room which were created, the war room people told me that we have been told to project only Mr. Narendra Modi, not Devendra Fadnavis or anybody else. So they are in a complete quandary as to what to do in the upcoming elections.
Absolutely, Mr. It was in the Bombay, Atal Bihari Vajpayee had given this famous speech कि इस बार खिचड़ी नहीं खीर पकाएंगे, पक तो खिचड़ी ही रही है.
You see, first of all, do you think that the Sangha Parivar has not taken the cognizance of this, that mess is going on? Sangha Parivar recently called Devendra Fadnavis and asked him about what is going on, and particularly Sangha Parivar was virtually angry for taking the person Ajit Pawar, against whom the allegations of 70,000 crore odd, Prime Minister had said a few days before and everything. And at that time, Devendra Fadnavis had argued again the same thing. You have given me the task that I should bring down the Uddhav Thackeray government. For that, Eknath Shinde was needed. Okay, I did. Then I realized if I want to come back to power, I need to have another breakthrough, particularly in the NCP, to have some Maratha votes. That I did, and that I could do only with Ajit Pawar. That is why I did it. And Sangha Parivar, believe me, has accepted the argument. Whatever that Amit Shah did or whatever, the fact is this: if Maharashtra is gone out of BJP's hands, the finance is gone, and the survival of even BJP's entire panorama will come down, and that is why that they are trying desperately with Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde, and even trying to shut down even RSS people. That no, we need everything because
so
we
Mr.
want to
Mahinka,
come
my
back
question
to
to
power.
you is BJP trying to postpone its defeat? Point blank question.
Yes, you are right. You are right, and even Jharkhand also they are trying to do it. But how long they can do it is the biggest question. But you are right that yes, on 15th of August, Mr. Modi says, one nation, one election. And within 4 days, when the election commission announces,
that's very strange.
why it does not announce
that's very
elections?
strange. That's very strange. Brijesh, कहा जाता है ना मुश्किलों से निपटा जाता है, मुंह नहीं छुपाया जाता.
Well, I mean, more than that, I think if you are the one who's propagating or you have made it a big issue out of the fact that, because of recurring elections and, continual election process going on and with the model code of conduct being enforced, you're not able to carry forward the development project or development plan at one go. This was the argument. So when you are the one who is, propagating that, then how come, elections which were literally used to held at one go was allowed to bifurcate? Okay. That is a very puzzling question. But one more thing I would like to add, Kartikeya. This is not sending a right message. This is sending a message to everybody in Maharashtra.
Message of weakness?
Message of weakness, and BJP is not very confident of its victory.
My question is, what is the reason behind BJP's inability to expand in Maharashtra?
For the simple reason that Delhi has been interfering too much in the affairs of the state unit of the party, and they have no clue as to about the ground reality in Mumbai. They should have trusted the local leadership and then given them a free hand. That is not happening. You just see the way the Jarange Patil, who was nobody until day for yesterday, he's making things very, very tough for the BJP. He's targeting Devendra Fadnavis. Sharad Pawar is this person behind Jarange Patil, but Delhi has not been able to tackle Sharad Pawar. They sent him an ED notice. That's about all. Beyond there is nothing which is happening. And when you criticize Sharad Pawar after giving him the Padma Vibhushan, your credibility which is at a loss. The mess that Delhi has created for the BJP people in Maharashtra is unbelievable, and they don't know as to how to come out of the mess. Now the elections are only a few weeks away, and then the party is totally clueless as to how to tackle this. I personally feel they should give a free hand, even now it is not too late, give a free hand to Devendra Fadnavis, and I'm certain he is capable enough to lead the party with a decent number of seats to form the next government. But as of now, I don't see that happening.
So, Mr. Balakrishnan, you are saying that Devendra Fadnavis is man of the moment for Bharatiya Janata Party? Does he have
Definitely.
time? Does he have that
Definitely.
much time on his hand?
He doesn't have time on his hand, but then in politics anything can happen once you give a person the freedom that he or she wants. But that is the Delhi seem to be very reluctant. The question is Delhi should make up in mind whether they want to retain Devendra Fadnavis in Mumbai and let him lead the party to victory, or pull him to Delhi and make him the national president or whatever it is. But the amount of confusion, the amount of the indecisiveness on the part of Delhi, that is the reason for which the BJP is paying a very, very heavy price. A small party, smaller parties like the Shiv Senas, Shinde, then NCP and all that, they are overtaking the BJP from the left and right, and the party has no idea as to how to go ahead.
Mr. Mainkar, is this correct that the BJP's problem stems from the fact that the central leadership of BJP does not know what to do with Mr. Fadnavis?
I don't think so. They know very well, because the point is this, not only in Maharashtra, even all over the country also. That is why BJP is 240. They could not come out of those particular RSS-oriented Hindutva votes, and that is the real reason. In Maharashtra, if whatever the few seats that they got is because of division of votes, as what Prakash Ambedkar and MIM did. So now they are trying to divide Shiv Sena votes by failing particularly Raj Thackeray. So divide the votes of Uddhav Thackeray and we will rule. Whatever they are getting is on because of division of votes. In the 2019, see all the Lok Sabha elections and just take away the votes that is polled by Prakash Ambedkar. You will see the 2019 Lok Sabha elections would have been different. That is the reality. So I don't think so. RSS or the BJP, as what you say, no, Devendra can't do anything to increase their potential, what is that vote bank, which is around 37.5%, according to 2019. 2024, we are more or less, it is lesser than that. So he cannot do, because actually their vote share is shrinking. So what they are trying to do is to divide the remaining votes. Maybe Jarange, maybe Sharad Pawar, maybe Ajit Pawar, Shinde, Uddhav, Raj, and we will be standing on our 35% and we will try to rule. This is what they are trying to do. But still, the statistics of Maharashtra says that the three-party alliance will reach somewhere between 175 to 200, believe me, and the BJP plus Ajit Pawar plus Eknath Shinde will be less than 88. This is what the ratio says.
Okay. That's a big thing to say. Mr. Balakrishnan, do you agree with that? BJP plus below 100?
No, I think these are vastly exaggerated figures without any scientific basis whatsoever. I think there is, on the contrary, senior BJP leaders in private, they are saying that we should be lucky if we get 65 to 70 seats in the upcoming election. That is a level of, their assessment about their own party's performance. And I would like to believe that they know better about their party than anybody else. Because
So the larger question is, Brijesh, has RSS given up on BJP? I'm coming to you, Jayant, I'll come to you.
The RSS is not given up on BJP, but I think,
BJP given up on RSS.
I think, what Mr. Balakrishnan was saying, that it's a two-pronged mess. One mess has been created completely by center, where, there's too much interference. There are two ways to go. You grow organically or you grow by merger and acquisition. What they felt was that, on one day the Prime Minister is saying that, that Ajit Pawar is the most corrupt person on the face of earth. He's a 70,000 accused, scam, blah, blah and all. Every single BJP leader is going hammer and tongs against him. The very next day or day after, he joins the Bharatiya Janata Party. This has led to the most important thing, which is the credibility of the Prime Minister. From 2013 onwards, he he has been the person who has been carrying the burden of the BJP at the central level and at the state level.
Why does he surprise you? Praful Patel also went. Ashok Chavan also went, who lost his job because of the Adarsh scam.
They all happened after that. Praful Patel and Ashok Chavan did not elicit the kind of response which Ajit Pawar did. Ajit Pawar became the bane of the existence, and that is the reason why it was a self goal by the centre. The second thing is that there is also factionalism within the Maharashtra. There's Vinod Tawdes and of the world and all who do not see eye to eye as far as Devendra Fadnavis is concerned. I think BJP in Maharashtra is facing the problem which BJP in Bihar is facing the problem. They do not have the courage of conviction to go solo as far as these states are concerned. And this is something which has been said time and again by local leadership of Maharashtra and Bihar.
Very well
but
put.
The centre is diffident. And I don't know why, but they are diffident.
Mr. Balakrishnan, do you agree with Brijesh or do you disagree?
No. The center is absolutely overconfident, or what you want to say. They like to pretend they are being over smart rather. They say we know everything.
Yes.
We are Google. We are Google. We know everything. That kind of an attitude. And then the biggest thing is that after that, with the severe dropping the receipt in the Lok Sabha election, there is no even a semblance of an effort to learn from their mistake. They are still persisting with their follies, and they are going to pay a very, very heavy price if this continues like this.
Jayant, you wanted to come in on this?
Yeah. It is, it's really, my predictions may not be scientific, whatever that is said, but they are perfect. Who says scientific? Rather, they are the perfect ones. There is no word scientific. The predictions made by journalists are perfect. Because what I said, below 88, that is right. And secondly, the point is this, even everybody got surprised how Eknath Shinde got 7 Lok Sabha seats. Because that was surprising in Maharashtra for everyone. So this time, this is not going to happen. This time it will be a complete defeat. And the problem is this, well, is centre not aware? Centre is aware, but centre has some other things. See, Maharashtra, again I will repeat, they are trying to do anything. Bring Ajit Pawar, bring Ashok, bring Milind Devra, whatever the name that you take. It is because Maharashtra runs half of the India. So money is important. And Mr. Modi wants that money-powered state in BJP's jholi. And that is why all the efforts are going on. But they have also realized, the Sangha Parivar realized, so it is written in organizer and everywhere, that this is mistake, that is mistake, to which Mr. Devendra Fadnavis defended. The fact is this, the BJP has to suffer the brunt of whatever the mistakes that they are making from 2014 in India and even in Maharashtra, in this Maharashtra Assembly elections.
Okay. I would like to thank Mr. Balakrishnan, Jayant Mainkar and Brijesh Pandey for joining me on this very riveting conversation on who is going to win Maharashtra, why elections has been delayed, the khichdi or the biryani which will cook there, but in whose table will the khichdi be served and who will get to eat biryani. A lot of questions, but I think it's going to take some time because all eyes are focused on Haryana and Kashmir for now. But one thing is very certain. That BJP indeed is in soup in Maharashtra, not only because its strategies have gone awry, but also because it doesn't know what to do in this state. And in absence of firm decisions, the cadre is confused and dispirited. So this is part 1 of our News 9 Plus special edition. Don't go away. After the break, we'll be back with more. The real Kerala story. 5 years after it was submitted, the report, Hema Committee Report on the issues faced by women in the Malayalam film industry has finally come out. The 255-page report has revealed horrid tales of sexual exploitation, illegal bans, discrimination, drug and alcohol abuse, wage disparity and, in some cases, inhuman working conditions. The report only on the Malayalam film industry talks about how the industry is under the clutches of certain male producers, directors and actors referred to as mafia by well-known actor as they can ban anyone from the industry. In India, Me Too movement hit the headlines in 2018. During that time, many actresses from film industry had come out to talk about the treatment of females in the industry. The Hema Committee had submitted its finding to the Kerala Chief Minister on December 31st, 2019, after testimonies from 51 industry professionals. But it is only now, after RTI applications, that the report was allowed to be released. Today, we will take up this whole issue in two parts. One, on the official stamp this report has put on the existence of casting couch, demand for sexual favors that women are often asked to give within the Malayalam film industry. And second, this cannot be only in one film industry. What about Tamil, Telugu, and biggest of all, Hindi film industry? How about a committee to look into all that? And finally, how does one get to stop this exploitation, as most victims are scared to report anything for the fear of losing work, their vocation? Now joining me to discuss from Mumbai is Fawzia Fatima, cinematographer, founder of IWCC. She was also part of the Hema Committee. Ayyappa Prasad, independent filmmaker, and Geeta Datta in studio with me. Geeta, let me begin with you. After going through the Hema Committee report, what was the first thought which crossed your mind?
Finally, it's official. You know, all of us who've been reporting for a very long time, we've all heard of stories. We've heard of the fact that there were sexual favors asked. There were women who were not treated at par with male in terms of, I mean, that was the least. But there were this whole sexual casting couch that existed was there. But now at least it's official. I think it's the first report, such report of its kind. And even though it's of one of the small film industry, of the Malayalam film industry, but like you said, it cannot be just a one industry. It is applicable in all film industries. So for me, this is the first step that this report has come out, even though it's taken 5 years to get the report released, and it has been done only after taking legal recourse. And second, that it is made it official and it's put it out there. And it's also talked about how few powerful producers who are well-known producers, big names, actors, directors, which is they are the ones who control the the way things operate. And that's true again for all industries.
Mr. Prasad, what about the accountability? It's just collection of narratives. It's about recollecting what's going wrong.
Yeah, there is definitely an accountability, because this is a committee that has been, Justice Hema Committee has been formed by the government, and it has been given to the government. So there is an accountability for the elected government to do something, to corrective measures to set it right, so that the industry doesn't become as bad as the place that is made out to be in the committee. So there is definitely an accountability. So the elected government has to, since they instituted the committee, and that too at the behest of so many leading women actresses, so many leading women actresses from Malayalam industry who have been working in Chennai and in Kerala, Kochi and all that. They had taken up this issue and formed a separate called WCC, and after that only this pressure mounted that the government instituted this Justice Hema Committee. So there is definitely, the government has to take action on that and bring in a safety mechanism, and not only that, I think they have to go further and appoint another probe commission, because there is serious allegations being made about the mafia operating there. And that mafia angle has been there, which has not been told publicly or by the media, but that mafia angle has to be definitely probed by some security agencies. Because as far as I hear,
Ayyappa Prasad, you're talking about the mafia element. I'm joined by Fawzia Fatima. The first question was to her. Madam, my question was, it is an account, but the account does not hold trespassers accountable. How can that accountability happen?
It's a serious question, because one can wash one's hands off saying, not taking responsibility at all. It is a situation where one can actually do some serious soul searching and do an inventory and of how the whole system is working, because it is a way of keeping out people and and restricting it to a few players, that definitely people will not let go of the power that they hold. So it has to be, it's a big brainstorming that has to happen, and how to streamline the way this industry works. And, it is a bigger question of how power operates. It cannot be simply answered
But
like,
madam, okay, it's fair enough. But there's another thing, the Hema Committee report has come out yesterday.
yeah.
I haven't seen that social media attraction by powerful women faces of Malayalam film industry. I haven't seen them retweeting this report. I haven't seen them making an issue out of it. I mean to say, when we talk about power, power can operate independently of gender, because power works on the issue of stakeholders. So I find that absent and
Yeah.
also very intriguing. Can you just cast some light on this?
It is like you choose to ignore it, that it doesn't exist only. That has been like ostrich syndrome, that people choose to ignore the existence of disparity, existence of violence, existence of so many, negatives, just by ignoring its existence. That's the same kind of attitude that's happening. So it should be taken up on a larger scale in all over in other industries, and it's a serious disruption of
Okay.
stakeholders.
Okay. Fair
It
enough.
will disturb that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm also joined by Yogita Bayana. Thank you, madam. Thank you so much for joining me on the News9 Plus show. My question to Madam Fawzia Fatima was, yes, I'm very happy this report is out, but it disappoints me in two ways. The first way it disappoints me is that it's a narrative of a lot of women who underwent this torturous route, but it does not create accountability. The men have gone unpunished. Secondly, I don't find very famous women actors
Across all industry.
across the
I
industry.
can't hear your second question.
I have not seen famous Malayalam actors or actresses, powerful women faces, tweeting about this, making an issue out of it.
Unfortunately, the industry we are talking about is definitely male dominating. Not only this industry, there are many industries, but at the same time, this is very relevant because it is a show business, and women are definitely, their role is also very limited to as somebody who's like item numbers, or maybe very docile roles, not as hero, you know what I mean? So the overall perception of the industry itself, how they perceive a woman, is very narrow. Secondly, when it comes to being partial about anything, it's about pay, or it's about the kind of role, or the harassment, or the projection, or what we are just right now discussing. It's very taken for granted there, and that's the reason you said other actresses are not raising their voice. Similarly, like we ask our parliamentarians to raise their voices when any atrocity happens to the women of the country. They are also mum. So I think it is because they will lose their business, whatever little they are getting being women there. If they raise their voice, they'll also be sidelined. So this is an unfortunate fact. The whole industry is about glamour and money, everything, and and no voice for women. So unfortunate, but yes, this is the fact, and we have to live with it. But at the same time, we as citizens or as viewers should boycott such people, films or shoots or whatever it is. We need to take stand.
Fawzia, I need to ask you one question, if I can jump in here. You're working in the Hindi film industry. Tell us, what are the conditions of women there? Because there is now a large workforce that is a women workforce. You are a cinematographer yourself. In the committee report, which you've also been a part of, they've talked about not only just the sexual harassment and the casting couch and being mistreated, but they've also talked about the conditions. What are the working conditions like in the film industry currently?
Compared to a decade ago, it is definitely better, because number of women who are on the set in different departments has increased manifold. Earlier, it would be just the women who are on screen, Otherwise, there are no technical and behind the camera people. Women will you just won't find them. Now the workforce is from production design to a lot of assistant directors and cinematographers. There's so many women on the team that there is a market shift from being an isolated person to having many more women on the set. So that has brought about a kind of a better treatment, that gender doesn't become a specific issue. But the bigger question is, you have to first get into the set. So the number of opportunities, the issue is about that. Once you're on a set, the treatment, yes, if you're a HOD, you have a power and there is a responsibility, then you're definitely treated better. And people down the line are treated little, it is a definite hierarchy is there. And the people in periphery are treated badly.
And what is the impact of this Hema report on the film industry? They've seen what has happened. They've seen what has been written about the Malayalam film industry. What has been the sort of the reaction to this Hema Committee report?
I should first clear that I have been working more in the South and of late coming into Bollywood. In South, especially in Kerala, in Malayalam industry, it's a completely non-existent. Women technicians are just not welcome and non-existent. And Hema Committee report, people who have spoken out have been marginalized and have been a founding member of WCC. And we have seen members who have voiced their opinions being sidelined and, loss of opportunities. It's a reality that has happened. So there's been a lot of obstacles to the coming out of this Hema Committee report, because it will expose many people who are in power. So now that the report has come, it doesn't reveal names, and it is only the issues that are being discussed. It is a matter of soul searching. And first, it has to be openly acknowledged, that these things are fact of the matter and it exists and they are oppressive. So it is very difficult for a person in power to accept that they are wrong and they have been bad. It's a very grave human very demanding task to raise to that self-searching and accepting that one is wrong. I think that is valid for most of the people of the country, not just in industry. It's very difficult to accept one's mistakes or errors that have happened and to go over, to change over. They're asking, it's a tall order. And if it happens, it's fantastic. And it is for us to keep raising the voice, and however uncomfortable, how much ever marginalized people become because they are vociferous, it still means more and more have to talk so that it comes to a critical mass that it will make an impact. I'm very hopeful that the more such deliberations happen, more rhetoric, it comes into a rhetorical space and we talk about it more and more, and there's some opening of conscience that one really investigates. How have we been behaving? Why have we been behaving like this? Of course, it is to do with power and money, and nobody wants to be displaced from that position of wealth creation and celebritydom and whatnot. Who wants to get shifted out of it? And if it means one has to trample over and walk over women and their talent, or women themselves have to be submissive, that's like literally shaking the status quo. It's just not a simple question with simple answer. It's a major question, and it's a it affects the whole the entire country actually, or the nation, because women are half the population, but they would believe that they don't exist only, or such peripheral or marginalized. That is an issue.
No, that's what. So I need to ask you and Yogita the same thing. Then what happens then to the internal committee? The internal complaints committee that's been both the industry was made. People, as per the new law, you have to have that committee. Why is it only in the name then? Yogita, can I ask
there is
you?
no compliance of POSH at all. if you talk about prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, which came into existence in 2013, if you still go and check the plight of women, forget about the industry, which is like, where the, privileged, not privileged, I would say rather more educated women are there, but what happens to the real, underprivileged women at ground level when she goes for work?
Okay.
She is, prone to exploitation. And this implementation, there is no audit system of POSH. Nobody, like I do
Okay.
POSH trainings. I'm a member of POSH in a lot of committees.
Okay.
So, I mean, it is just for the name's sake or paper's sake, or that also is not there. Most of the organizations
Yogita,
are not
what I
following.
feel, what I feel is that there needs to be a culture which is built on the principles of accountability, and a culture which has to be transparent, because sexual exploitation also works on the principle of power apart from gender. I would, on this note, would like to thank Geeta you, Fawzia Fatima, Mr. Ayyappa Prasad and Yogita you, because in this special edition of News 9 Plus we discussed the fallout of the real Kerala story.